including the market forces.
Goa market, Goa iron ore is not a high quality ore. The grade varies between 45 to at the most 52 or 54. Unlike Karnataka, unlike Orissa, where the grade is very high, 58, 61.
Cannot tax an industry to an extent where the market forces will kill that industry.
That's right. But at the same time, these Goan mine owners have not paid much of tax for the last 40, 50 years that they have done. They have thoroughly enriched themselves. I have nothing about it, but now is the time they should be prepared to spend.
Do you feel that this is a justifiable move? That taxing industry so much in present scenario?
No, it is not taxing industry so much. It's a matter of market economics. Today, if there is demand for ore, and if the price per this one is $100, they won't have any problem. Today, probably they have a problem because the demand and at the price at which they can sell
has crashed.
And because of this particular recession, globally, the overseas buyers buy it at a particular rate. And we can't afford to do all this because our overheads are increasing day by day and therefore it is not possible. So you go on taxing us, then we don't get any profits.
Explore Goa's history, हांगचो इतिहास, हांगची संस्कृती, हांगचे दायज, हांगचे हेरिटेज साइट्स, अश्यो कांय साइट्स ज्यो तुमी पळोवन आसतल्यो, अश्यो कांय साइट्स ज्यो तुमकां खबर नासतल्यो. Let us rediscover Goa through this series.
Rediscovery of Goa every Monday 1:30, 3:30 and 10:30 p.m.
Next issue is of transfer of mineral concession. जे बरयला तुमी तर किती सांगता ऑर्डिनन्स ट्रान्सफराचे बाबतीत? First thing is that it allows transfer.
The transfer was always allowed under Rule 37 of the Mineral Concession Rules.
And in that scenario, what happens to the Dempo-Sezagoa transfer?
Dempo-Sezagoa transfer was of an earlier date, right? That is somewhere, I don't know, 2007 or 2008. If I'm not mistaken, that was transfer of a company. That is, there is no transfer from Dempo to Sezagoa. That is what you can say that outside. But when a lawyer speaks, I'm sure he cannot speak that language. Dempo is a company, okay? It is company comprises of shareholders. The Companies Act allows you or any person to buy the shares. So tomorrow Mr. Pramod Acharya buys the shares. It becomes Pramod Acharya and Company. The name may remain Dempo and Company, but it's owned by Pramod Acharya because the shares are held by Pramod Acharya. So Sezagoa bought all the shares. Name Dempo continued for a while. Thereafter, they decided to change the name Dempo. Make it Seza Resources or Seza Mining, whatever it is. Now, this particular thing is perfectly legal. Please see the Vodafone judgment of the Supreme Court, which is delivered now. In Vodafone, they have given a categorical finding.
They're saying there is
that
no...
if you purchase the shares of a company, that is not a transfer of the company.
So, you are saying there is no illegality in that?
No. Illegality may be on some other count. Suppose in the MMRD Act or the Mineral Concession Rules or the lease deed executed, there was a clause which says that this company shall not change its management or shall not change the shareholding pattern without consent of the state government. If such a clause is there, either in the Act or the rules or the lease deed, then that condition would be violated unless you have taken the permission.
If you have not taken the permission, then that's a violation.
That's a violation, if such a clause is there. So not that you cannot say that there is no illegality or you cannot dump it as illegal.
Only on the count of transfer you are saying it is allowed.
Only on the count of, as a transfer, it does not strictly fall within the definition of transfer because that is what the law is.
एक महत्वाचा इशू जो या ऑर्डिनन्सा भितर आयला म्हणजे जर खूप जणांची डिस्कशनय झालंय दॅट इज काय जे पॅराग्राफ्स असतात दे आर थ्रेटनिंग द आयडिया ऑफ फेडरलिझम. The state government is saying that we will pass any order, we can revise any order, and it will be binding on the state government. As Advocate General, are you also reading it in equal terms in this ordinance?
See, the issue of federalism and unitary, this one, that's a bit of a complicated issue. It has got a variant of a vexed question. Now, this constitution is not a subject which is to be talked on the streets. If you are asking me based on those people talking on the street, better I don't reply.
But what is your interpretation?
Now, my interpretation is this. Whoever knows ABC of Constitution will have known that there are certain entries in the constitution which permit state and the union to make laws. There is a division of power. We have list 1 in the 7th schedule to the constitution, where exclusive legislation is by parliament. List 2 is by the state, and list 3, which is a concurrent list, is by union as well as state. In list 1, insofar as mining is concerned, it is exclusive jurisdiction of the Union of India, and a law made pursuant thereto, and subject to the powers which are given in that particular law. In list 2, mining is given to the state, but the very list 2 says, subject to any law made by the Union of India as regards control of the natural resources. Now, MMRD is a law made by the parliament, right? MMRD gives control, some control to state, some control to union. So what is wrong with it? And these provisions have been upheld, not now. In 65, 67, they haven't been upheld. There are constitutional judgments on that point.
But when this ordinance uses words like the central government may, of its own motion or on an application made within the prescribed time, revise any order made by a state government or other authority in excess of the power conferred on it.
Rule 30 earlier was the same thing. Rule 30 and 31, which provided revision, same thing. It could revise. And power of revision can be exercised suo motu also.
So you are not
See, the essential control is with the Union of India.
You are not feeling that central government is exceeding upon the rights of state government.
No, central government is exceeding upon the rights of the state government. I am not at all feeling that way. But there could be some argument, namely that when you are distributing, when you are dealing with the natural resources, take the state government into confidence. Let it start from the state government, let it then go to the Union of India. But that is what is happening here.
What you are essentially saying is that central government can always keep that veto power. But central government should not be the deciding authority in the first place.
And that is not. And that is not. That is what it says here.
You are saying that this is only giving central government veto power.
No, and this power was always there. Rule 31 power was always there. This was earlier challenged. That challenge was thrown out. So whoever talks about federalism, etc., should understand that Goa, state of Goa, is one of the federating units of a larger federation called the Union of India.
I follow you on Twitter regularly, and you even like the idea of Niti Aayog, where Narendra Modi spoke about that spirit of federalism. You very frankly feel that this ordinance is in that same spirit.
Yeah. Firstly, talking about Niti Aayog, I'll tell you why I tweeted there. When the Planning Commission of India was established, Prime Minister, Honorable Prime Minister was the chairman of the Planning Commission. The deputy chairman, who is the executive head, was the planning minister. If you see the Prime Minister and the planning minister right from 1947, 51 onwards, you will have a fair idea of what was their academic competence to do any planning for India. Okay? So if you have only politicians on the planning commission, then of what use it is to have a planning commission? For the first time, Rajiv Gandhi, the then Prime Minister of India, late Sri Rajiv Gandhi, brought Dr. Manmohan Singh as the deputy chairman of the planning commission, which was a very sensible decision. From then onwards, this liberalization, etc., started. Now the Prime Minister feels, and probably rightly so, because time has come for India to shift to a new paradigm, that we should have Niti Aayog. Now it is not the change in the name which he has done. He has done so many changes to it.
In the structure also, that's right.
And that's very important. So why not try that? Why sit with that old, antiquated planning commission? Therefore, this is a good move.
And you feel that spirit is protected even in this ordinance?
Spirit is protected. Even to give out mines for 50 years is a good thing.
Spirit is protected.
Because somebody is going to invest because you're going to give out for 50 years.
We are protecting it. Yes. Lastly, म्हाका सांगात 2007 ते 2012 चे जे मायनिंग आसा सुप्रीम कोर्टान ताका इल्लीगल म्हळें, or technical illegality. ह्या ऑर्डिनन्सा लागून, because of all these provisions, what happens to that technical illegality?
That remains. Illegality remains. Even if you see the mining policy which is declared by the state of Goa, period of 2007 till 2012, wherever it is found to be illegal, that is protected. Even today, after renewing, if we find that there is illegality attributable to that person,
that technical
lease
illegality
can be cancelled. That lease not only can be, but will be and should be cancelled. Right? Number two, the money accumulated on that point goes because the iron ore belongs to the state. So the money will come to the state coffers between this period.
So तुम्ही म्हणतात की ह्या ऑर्डिनन्सा लागून that illegality, that technical illegality is not done
No, it
already.
is not a technical illegality. That illegality may be technical, may be irregular or whatever it is. But if it is illegality, it is illegality. Some illegality may go to the root of the matter.
But तुम्ही म्हणतात जो leases renew जातात, those leases are protected 2007 onwards. They don't remain, the excavation that they did doesn't necessarily remain illegal.
No, that doesn't remain illegal for the simple reason, if they have followed all laws and rules for excavating and for doing the operation, obviously it is not illegal.
The point is जो renew झाला त्यो आणि ताणी त्या पिरियडा अंडर जर excavation केला जाल्यार,
Then it is obviously illegal.
and then there is an issue of recovery also.
No, obviously illegal means not the period 2007 to 12. That is, if they have excavated without any permission.
And if they are not renewed now also.
If they are not renewed now, in fact, what the government can do is renew them from 2007 till 12 and put an end in 12. Renew them. See, government can renew it up to a period of 20 years. So government should pass an order renewing it for a period of 5 years. That is from 2007.
आता ह्या ऑर्डिनन्सा उपरांत हाऊ डू फायनल क्वेश्चन, गोयचे मायनिंग इंडस्ट्री तुम्ही खंयच्या दिशेन वतना पळयतात आणि वेदर जे जालें फाटल्यान जाका लागून बोवाळ जालो, इतले सगळे अती जाले म्हणून, will this put an end to it?
No, in fact, not this ordinance, but basically the rules which we have framed, 2012 rules which Supreme Court has upheld and said we should follow them, that will stop illegal mining. This ordinance is not regarding Goa illegal mining or Goa specific. This is a general provision which have come. Now, insofar as illegal mining in Goa is concerned, that illegal mining is a separate subject matter which is dealt with by CEAT and other inquiries and all those things. So that will be dealt with in accordance with law. But today, the way the rules are framed, 2012 prevention and handling rules are there, they take full care to see that there cannot be any illegal mining.
तुम्ही आयले बिझी शेड्युलांतल्यान आणि म्हाका दिसता गोंयकाराक आज सामकी परफेक्ट क्लॅरिटी मेळ्ळी आसतली आणि मुलाखती. थँक्स अ लॉट, इट वॉज प्लेजर टॉकिंग टू यू.